Hi everyone! Today we're making another easy recipe. We'll need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and of course, we're gonna sift it first. I really love this recipe. It's quick, simple, and just the way it should be. Next, add a 1/4 cup of sugar, and just a pinch of salt to even out the flavors. Then add a stick of cold butter cut up into cubes. Mix with a fork first to keep the butter cold. If you use your hands right away, the warmth will melt the butter and make the dough sticky. Once you've got that nice crumble texture, go ahead and finish with your hands. Just rub the butter and flour between your fingers until it turns into nice crumbly pieces, exactly like these. Now, move all that crumble into your pan. Time to toast it up. Set the pan on the stove. Turn the heat to medium. You don't want to burn it, guys. Stir the crumble to toast it evenly, breaking up any clumps. All right, that's perfect. Golden and toasty. Take it off the heat and move it into a bowl so it doesn't keep cooking. Next, I'm adding 1/2 cup of walnuts. Totally optional though. You can use walnuts, any other nut, or none at all. Gotta admit though, nuts definitely make it better. Mix it all together, then set the crumble aside. And let's move on to the filling. Take 3 eggs at room temperature and carefully separate them. We only need the yolks for this recipe. Yolk 1, Yolk 2, and Yolk 3. Next, add 1/3 cup of sugar, or more if you want it sweeter. A pinch of salt to balance it all out. And we're gonna give it a good whisk until everything's nice and smooth. Now, add 1/3 cup of cornstarch. It's gonna help the filling thicken up. Whisk it into the egg mixture until it's all combined. If you don't have cornstarch, don't worry. Regular all-purpose flour works just fine too. Then take a saucepan and about a tablespoon of sugar. Scatter it across the bottom of the saucepan to stop the milk from sticking and scorching. And you'll want to pour 2 cups of regular milk into that saucepan of yours. Now put the saucepan on the stove and heat it over medium heat. Stir the milk occasionally with a silicone spatula to dissolve the sugar so it doesn't stick to the bottom as it heats. To get a really smooth custard, I like to heat it until tiny bubbles start forming around the edges. Now, take the saucepan off the heat, and you'll want to slowly pour some of the hot milk into the eggs to temper them. Whisk the eggs immediately so they don't scramble. Then add the rest of the milk. Next, transfer the egg mixture back into the saucepan. And I prefer to cook the custard over low heat. Start mixing right away, using a whisk instead of a spatula, so everything blends smoothly as it thickens and the custard doesn't clump. Low heat helps you control the consistency and get it just right, nice and smooth. Whisk the custard really well, and as soon as it thickens, you'll want to transfer it into a bowl, preferably a chilled one, to stop it from cooking any further. I also like to strain the custard through a sieve. It makes the texture extra smooth and silky. It's optional, but I highly recommend it. Then add 1/3 stick of cold cubed butter and stir it all quickly until the butter melts. The butter turns the custard into a luxuriously smooth melt-in-your-mouth treat, so definitely don't skip this step. Let the custard cool down to room temperature. Then cover it snugly with plastic wrap so it doesn't get that skin on top. And pop it in the fridge to chill and firm up a bit. Meanwhile, take a chilled bowl straight from the freezer and pour in 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Start whipping the cream on low speed. Then, once it begins to thicken, add a spoonful of powdered sugar and increase to medium speed. Keep going until you get those nice stiff peaks. That shouldn't take long, just a few minutes. Great! Take the custard out of the fridge. It should be nicely chilled and perfectly set. And I like to give it a quick 20-second blend. It makes the texture extra smooth and silky, though you can skip this part if you want. Add the whipped cream in batches. Use a spatula, not a whisk, and gently fold it in as you go. The whipped cream here is optional, but it makes the custard lighter and fluffier, so I personally like it this way. Now for this recipe, I recommend using a piping bag. It's way easier to work with when building the cake. Go ahead and transfer all the filling into your piping bag. If you don't have one, no need to worry. Just use a regular plastic bag and snip off a corner. Now take an 8 or 9-inch spring-form pan. I always line the bottom with parchment paper. It makes it way easier to get the cake out. Line the sides with parchment paper as well for clean, smooth edges once the cake is set. Then, let's make the first layer. Just add a few spoonfuls of crumble, spread it around the bottom, and press it lightly so it holds together and looks nice and even. Now for the filling layer. This is where the piping bag comes in handy. You can pipe the filling in any pattern you like, and then spread it evenly with a spatula. The piping bag makes this part so much easier. Keep layering the crumble and the filling, one after another, smoothing each layer as you go. I like to make about 4 layers of each. Then finish it all off by sprinkling the rest of the crumble on top. And that's it! Our cake is ready. Now, just cover it with plastic wrap so it stays fresh and doesn't dry out. And pop it in the fridge to chill and firm up for at least 6 hours. Timing in the fridge is key. The first time I made it, I rushed things and took it out too soon. It didn't hold its shape at all and totally fell apart, so just be patient and let it chill properly. Alright, time to finally cut into this gorgeous cake. It feels firm but soft and tender as you slice, and it holds together beautifully. Here's what your slice should look like when the cake is made right. Just perfect. With smooth custard and a delicate, crunchy layer on top, every bite is a delight, and honestly, it's so worth the wait. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.